Go ahead.
Can I go?
Yeah.
Welcome to Ollie Campbell Park in Dublin for this penultimate Division 1B clash between Old Belvedere, the hosts, and City of Armagh, the visitors. Big game out here today. Jack Keating on the bust. Goes wide. Big Dino Moore scores the try of the season. Does the volume sound fine, like loud wise? Okay, I'll do one more loud one, okay?
Yeah.
Ariel Robles! How you doing? Good, good.
I thought it was late there, but it's like,
Yeah, what's going on?
10 minutes.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Pretty good.
there's no pre-match dinner.
There's 190 at it downstairs.
Is that a joke?
No.
Okay, okay.
No, there is. There's 190 at it downstairs. See that? It's 5 kilos of brisket.
Jesus.
I cooked it last night.
Lovely. I saw one on the story.
And
Seem to love the brisket.
Yeah.
Seem to love the brisket.
the lads did. That's what I did.
So are we live?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna just turn this down.
Yeah. Turn it down, you know. One and two.
So welcome to Ollie Campbell Park in Dublin for this penultimate Division 1B round. It is round 17 and it is Old Belvedere, the hosts, taking on City of Armagh, the visitors. City of Armagh, well, they're guaranteed to play in Division 1B next season, even though there is 2 games left this season. They are currently 6th on Division 1B for Old Belvedere. They're in 7th and they're basically there. They are 10 points ahead of Malone. For Malone to go ahead of Old Belvedere, they would have to get 2 bonus point victories and build up 66 points difference if that was to be the case. So if Old Belvedere get a bonus point here today, they are definitely safe for next season. But having said that, both these sides, in terms of next season, would want to get wins here. They want to get 2 wins in the last 2 rounds to build confidence. Old Belvedere had a fabulous win away from home last week against Malone, and City of Armagh coming off a defeat against Shannon at 29 points to 20 on the road. With me in the commentary box today is Kieran Noble. Kieran, good to have you here.
I'm delighted to be here, and I can't believe it's our last home game of the season, to be honest. Yeah, like you said, this should be a real good game. And for teams, I was saying this on a podcast during the week, the way they finish the season can almost do them really good going into the pre-season, into the summer and the start of the next season. So both these teams will be looking for big wins in their last 2 games, and this is a real middle of the table clash. You know, Belvedere in 7th and City of Armagh in 6th. I do think Old Belvedere will be alright, and their 1B status should be okay unless something drastic happens, like you said. So I think, yeah, both teams have nothing to lose here, really. They just need to enjoy themselves and go out there and play some rugby.
And both these sides, when they've come up against each other since 2018, that was when City of Armagh got promoted to Division 1B. There's been 4 games. City of Armagh have won 2 of them. Old Belvedere have won 2 of them with an average scoreline of 21 points to 20. So very, very tight. City of Armagh did win the first clash between these sides back in round 2 at the Palace grounds at 32 points to 18 that day. Kyle Falloon, Andy Willis and Shay O'Brien getting on the score sheet for City of Armagh. For Old Belvedere, they just had 2 tries that day, and Paddy Darling and James McKeown. The teams today, Old Belvedere, they are captained by Connor O'Wendy, and they have 4 changes in their side today, resting a lot of players for that Fraser McCullen quarter-final against Shannon Yard, Ollie Campbell Park tomorrow. Their front row is all ex-Ireland under 20. James Bollard, John McKee, who has scored 5 tries this season, the hooker. Ryan McMahon is the tight head prop. Paddy Darling, one of the players of the season at number 4. Connor O'Wendy, the captain. Hard to believe it's his 13th consecutive game since he tore his ankle ligaments all the way back in October in round 1 against Naas. Owen Fitzgerald made his debut last week at number 6. Colin Madden, the stalwart, 12 years at Old Belvedere, is the number 8. Joe Horan is Old Belvedere's top try scorer of this season with 6 tries. Peter O'Byrne is the number 9. Tommy Whittle comes in at number 10. Jack Kilheaney gets an opportunity today for Justin Leonard, who is resting. Just to note there, Justin Leonard has had a very good season, scoring 125 points. David Butler's the outside centre. Jack Keating, the right winger. Ariel Robles, the left winger. And Colin Hogan at fullback. For City of Armagh, they've got 7 changes, and they are captained by Timmy McNeese, the inside centre. The loose head prop is Dylan Points. It's the first start for him today. Johnny Morton, Cyclops they call him. He's got 68 caps, the hooker. Phil Fletcher has 128 caps, the tight head prop. Sam Glasgow and John Glasgow, it's a first start for the Twins. James Hanna is the number 6. Ryan O'Neill, the number 8. Jack Trainer, who normally plays at hooker, is playing an open side flank today. Alex Johnston, just his 3rd season out of school, the scrum half. Evan Crummy is the number 10. He usually plays at centre. It's a first start at 10 for him today. Timmy McNeese, the captain, he's got 82 caps. Chris Colvin, the outside centre, has 104 caps. Kyle Falloon is back from injury. He has scored 4 tries this season, amassing 102 points. Shay O'Brien, he's got 44 AL caps and 17 tries, and he was actually rewarded recently with a Ulster Development contract. And Dylan Nelson is the left winger.
Jack Traynor and Joe Horan mixing it up this week, both in the back row. They usually play hooker, so it'll be interesting to see how they both get on.
And the referee today is Sam Holt. He's been a Leinster rugby referee for 8 years and began refereeing when he had a knee injury back when he was just 24 years of age. And he's on the national panel of referees. It will be City of Armagh to get this round 17 clash underway at Ollie Campbell Park in the form of Evan Crummy, the stand-in 10 today. And we should expect to see some entertaining rugby, with both these teams almost certainly staying in Division 1B for the 2022-2023 season. So Crummy gets us underway, and it's a contestable. And yes, Jack Traynor, the open side flanker, City of Armagh, with early possession through Johnston. And here's big Philip Fletcher, Soda, the tight head prop. Johnston for Crummy and O'Brien, and this is brilliant work. Kyle Falloon, the right winger, with the offload. Not messing around at all. It's Evan Crummy now, the 10. This is a beautiful break by Kyle Falloon. Sam Glasgow. Morton slips it to Soda, and he's knocked that on. Paddy Darling. David Butler for Ariel Robles, and here we go. He can be so dangerous. And that was a really good tackle by Falloon. Had to make that tackle. Paddy Darling. And a penalty to old Belvedere. Ariel Robles might go quickly, but he doesn't.
What an opening 60 seconds there. If the rest of the game is this exciting, we're in for a good one. Both teams showing what they can do there, but really good start from City of Armagh. Traynor really, when he got the ball there, he got City of Armagh moving, and then they took advantage. They probably weren't lucky not to get an opening score, but old Belvedere got out of danger, and now look where they are. It should be a cracker.
What an incredible start to the game. Philip Fletcher just dropping the pull. The big tight head prop, John McKee to feed. Up goes Paddy Darling for Peter O'Byrne. And Tommy Whittle for Kilheeney. And here's Colin Mallon. O'Byrne for John McKee. Pops it beautifully to McMahon. Over the advantage line. Colvin is trying to get over that ball. Whittle for Joe Horan. Playing at 7 today. 6 tries in the season. O'Byrne whips it out for Whittle. Jack Kilheeney taking contact. O'Byrne for Whittle once more. And Pollard. Really good defense by Traynor and Glasgow. Sam Glasgow. Penalty to old Belvedere.
2 penalties early on for old Belvedere. They'll be happy with that. City of Armagh just have to watch that early on in the game, that you don't want to be racking up penalties this early on, because it can affect you later on in the game. Chance for old Belvedere to get some good field position here in the right area of the pitch. And we know the line out is a real strength of their game. They love going to the maul. They've got really good structure at the line out. And usually, if their line out is doing well, the team does well.
So old Belvedere won 6 out of their 7 lineouts against Malone last week on their own throw. City of Armagh, on the other hand, against Shannon, only won 5 out of 12 on their own board lineout time. So Paddy Darling with the take. Joe Horan to John McKee. Philip Fletcher working hard, the tight head prop. And Peter O'Byrne is just happy to say to Joe Horan, keep it going. And here's an opportunity for Robles. Timmy McNeese, the skipper of City of Armagh, trying to get over that ball. Whittle with the switch pass to Colin Hogan. What an offload that was to Peter O'Byrne, the scrum off. Pollard for Hogan. Old Belvedere looking for the opening score. John McKee. John McKee scores. Really top work from the hooker, who gets his 6th try of the season. And that's probably why Joe Horan is smiling as well, because he's also got 6 tries.
It's funny, if Joe Horn's not scoring, John McKee probably is scoring, so it's one or the other. But really positive play from Old Belvedere. It all started from the line out there, but they were really well connected the whole way through the play, and they just look really well drilled. Really good start to the game for them, and exactly what they would have wanted for their last home game of the season.
So Old Belvedere, as far as season highlights goes, if they did get a victory out of that, it would be a highlight of the season, but it goes back to 2 victories this season, beating St. Mary's here at home a few weeks ago when they came back from a 13-point deficit in the final 8 minutes of that fixture, and then they also beat Naas in the opening round. So 2 teams that are ahead of them in Division 1B. City of Armagh have beaten St. Mary's, Highfield, Naas and Shannon, so also pretty incredible. Looking for the extra points here, Peter O'Byrne, and he can't convert. Just on that, Kieran, both these sides slipped up in the season. City of Armagh lost twice to Navan, and Old Belvedere lost twice on the bounce to Banbridge, and that probably explains why they don't have a shot at the top 4 this season. 10 missing points.
Yeah, it's funny because the way it worked out for Old Belvedere this season, they actually had Ballinhinch and then they had Navan, so they had that kind of in a pod of 4, and I was saying if Old Belvedere could win those 4 games, they'd be doing pretty well and they could push for playoffs. But it's the same for City of Armagh. Those are just games that got away from them on the day, I suppose. But look, they both are pretty much safe for 1B next season, so that's all that matters.
And here goes the Sandman, Paddy Darling, for Jack Keating, but he lets it go.
But that's what I think makes this game really enjoyable to watch and commentate on, because neither of these teams are really, they're not, pushing for playoffs, and they're both pretty confident that they're staying in 1B. So they can just literally go out there and enjoy themselves.
Absolutely. Although mathematically wise, if a miracle does happen, it's not 100% guaranteed yet that Old Belvedere are going through. But as you pointed out earlier, Kieran, it would probably take a rugby miracle. So big scrum up here for City of Armagh. They won 4 out of 5 on their own ball against Shannon. But unfortunately, against the head for them, they gave 5 penalties at scrum time in a row and conceded actually 8 penalties at scrum time across the entire game. So you would hope that they would get their set piece correct.
Old Belvedere were really impressive in that first half against Shannon. To be honest, it took a great Jake Flannery performance trying to pull it away from them in the second half. So there was a lot of positives for Old Belvedere to take from that game, in fairness. It just didn't really work out their way because of Jake Flannery. Like I said, he was just exceptional that day.
And also as a result, getting a contract with Ulster.
Yeah, I was on the phone after that game, with my connections, and they were able to get him a contract, so yeah.
So, Alex Johnston, just his 3rd season out of school, the 20-year-old, and he's been impressing with the second side, the number 9. And that's his 16th ARL cap today. He actually played against Old Belvedere in round 2 back in October. And that day it was actually Old Belvedere's set piece which let them down, and that opening 10 minutes from City of Armagh, where they scored 2 tries through Kyle Falloon and Shay O'Brien. So it's a penalty to Armagh. Uncharacteristic error at scrum time for Old Belvedere.
That'll give City of Armagh some confidence, though. That's a early win for them at scrum time, and they'll be happy with that.
And also just watch out for the electric left winger of City of Armagh in the form of Dylan Nelson. It's his first AAL start. He's in for Matthew Hooks today. So Johnny Morton, Cyclops, they call him. And up goes O'Neill, but Wendy with a lovely poach. And yet Jack Keating getting involved for Joe Horan. He's been an absolute nuisance this season for the opposition. And here's bad boy Butler on the bust. David Butler, he's got Joe Horan on his inside, but decides to go on his own. Some positive play. Here's Ariel Robles. A little chip through. Joe Horan gathers. Peter O'Byrne. Whittle for McKee and Ryan McMahon. James Bollard. Opportunity here, but he takes contact. Peter O'Byrne for Whittle. Looking for try number 2 here. Old Belvedere. Peter O'Byrne for Ryan McMahon. O'Byrne for Colin Hogan. Peter O'Byrne delivers for Bollard. Joe Horan going for his 7th try of the season, and was that a high tackle? It's play on. So about 6 meters out here. Joe Horan has to deputise at scrum off for Ryan McMahon and John McKee. So many phases. It's Butler. And John Glasgow has given away a penalty here that can be big trouble for the number 5.
It'll be interesting to see what way this goes, how the referee saw it, because now in the professional game you're seeing all types of decisions, yellow cards, red cards. You know, they're trying to make the game more safe, so it depends what way the ref has seen it here. I don't really like seeing red cards in rugby games because I think it does ruin it a bit, but I know that sometimes you have to do it. But I think he's alright here, so that's good to see.
So John McKee to throw. And Fitzgerald with the take. And here comes the old Belvedere rolling more, but John McKee peels away with it. Connor Wendy with the pick and go. Peter O'Byrne for Ryan McMahon, the bulldozer. Really close. Joe Horan with the pick and go. City of Armagh get the turnover, but illegally so. And what is Sam Holt saying here? The referee, City of Armagh got to keep their discipline because they gave 15 penalties away from home against Shannon last week. Sam Holt having a chat with Timmy McNeese and Connor Wendy.
Well, they've already given away a rake of penalties already in the first kind of 12 minutes, so they really have to be careful of that. And Connor Wendy's a smart captain, so he'll just be having a little word in the referee's ear and tell him how many penalties, ref. He knows exactly what he's doing, but that's probably their last warning, and anything from here you could see a yellow card.
Connor Wendy, around 70 caps for old Belvedere. And a player with such great character. He also tore his hamstring off the bone last season. And just incredible determination to get back to form. What a player. So old Belvedere with the scrum. Old Belvedere, the entire front row, former Irish under 20. Peter O'Byrne with the put in. O'Byrne with the dummy, and then he lays it off to Colin Hogan. And really just composed here for old Belvedere. Looking for try number 2. It's Connor Wendy. He's looking for his first try of the season. Peter O'Byrne for Ryan McMahon. Peter O'Byrne. Colin Mallon, the veteran. Peter O'Byrne. O'Byrne scores. Clever play by the number 9.
Really well worked from old Belvedere there. They kept it tight until it was the right time to give it out to Mallon, and then O'Byrne found a little gap and just sniped over. Brilliant start for old Belvedere here today. It's funny, I was watching the Premiership a couple of months ago, and Sam Metavesi, who usually plays hooker for Northampton, was playing in the back row. That's what Joe Horn's reminding me of at the minute. He's got that kind of Sam Matavesi look to him.
So Peter O'Byrne was unsuccessful after the John McKee opening try, but he looks to convert his own try, and he's done just that. So Old Belvedere 12, City of Armagh 0.
Old Belvedere haven't had many better starts than this so far this season. Like, they'd be delighted with this start. 12 points in 14 minutes.
And also, you know, there is quite actually a lot to play for if you think of it, because if Old Belvedere do get 2 wins in their last 2 games, even though there's still a long time to go in this fixture, they could actually finish in 6th place. And they finished in 7th for the last 3 years as it stands. And City of Armagh won't want to give that one up either. So Armagh with the turnover, and it's into touch for an Old Belvedere line-out.
Well, I suppose at the start of the season, when you're looking at possible positives, I know 7th to 6th isn't a massive jump, but then at the end of the season you can say, well, last season we were here and now we're here. So it is a small positive for them to take. And also, if they won 3 games on the bounce to finish the season, that's a very good finish. But City of Armagh are no slouches, and they'll have a plan to come back into this match.
And also with the quality of opposition that City of Armagh have defeated this season. You think of the likes of Highfield and Shannon. Also, unfortunately, one of their games got cancelled due to COVID against Malone. And City of Armagh under huge pressure here. And Old Belvedere with a rewarding penalty. And that's really good work by the Old Belvedere forward pack.
A monster of a scrum there from Old Belvedere. And as you said earlier, their front row, all of Ireland under 20s experience, so it kind of showed there, but a massive effort from all the forwards in the pack there.
What a kick by Tommy Whittle, ex-Trinity player. Colm Hogan, of course, also an ex-Trinity player, the fullback for Old Belvedere. Actually played in the Colours fixture. He was captain of that side back in 2019 when they beat UCD. And there was a Colours fixture last night as well. Trinity beating UCD 34 points to 27 at College Park.
I heard the commentator was very good at the match, Justin, last night.
Paddy Darling, Peter O'Byrne, and Tommy Whittle with the skip ball to Gil Heaney, David Butler. This is really beautiful to watch. But really good defence as well from City of Armagh. John McKee getting the fend going. O'Byrne for Whittle and Colin Mallon this time. The stalwart. O'Byrne has to dig. And Bollard is tackled by Hannah and McNeese. O'Byrne for Tommy Whittle and Joe Horan. It's a loose pass. David Butler seems to be enjoying himself at the moment, but he's given away a penalty, and that's some quality work by the outside centre, Chris Colvin.
Really good defensive. They were really well defensively set up there, City of Armagh, so they deserve the penalty. David Butler seems to be enjoying himself, like you said, but a bit of commentator's curse because he got a bit stuck there in the end. But yeah, City of Armagh, really good defence. There was no hole showing for Old Belvedere there. They had nowhere to go.
And Sam Holt, the referee, refereed a few of the Leinster School Senior Cup games this year already. Morton with the feed. Johnston. And big James Hannah, the number 6. And the skipper, Timmy McNeese, meet they call him, on the bust. Johnston, Crummy, little dink, absolutely wonderful. It's Dylan Nelson on his first AIL start. What a moment for the left winger.
That's just simple rugby, just looking up and playing what's in front of you. The ruck wasn't sealed off there. McNeese broke through the middle, and then the kick by Crummy, he just looked up and seen the space and found his winger. So that's brilliant rugby. Just play it the way you see it. So very good for City of Armagh, exactly what they needed. Game on here.
What play by the captain, Kieran Timmy McNeese. It's the 83rd cap today, and they call him Meaty, and apparently he bench pressed 220 kilograms in Thailand.
Must be a strong man.
Just glorious to watch. So we've seen 2 or 3 very good tries.
That's how quick a game can change, though. You know, we were talking about old Belvedere going 12-0 up, and now it's 12-7, and it's all to play for again. That little break by McNeese just spurred City of Armagh into life.
So 12 points to 5,
Or
12 points to 7. There we go. The scoreboard's fixed. That's a good take by Ryan O'Neill, but there could be trouble here for old Belvedere.
He kind of steamrolled in there without thinking, I think. Could be in serious trouble.
And Sam Alt, he'll know how to deal with this situation. So much experience. And we hope Ryan O'Neill is okay. He's been hampered with injuries. Except for this year, he's made a good comeback. And Ryan McMahon, the bulldozer, the guilty party, is going to spend 10 minutes in the sin bin.
Probably rightly so, Justin. You know, he was kind of reckless there in a lot of ways. But Ryan McMahon is a fantastic player. I've watched him for the last few years through school and out for old Belvedere. Great player, and he always makes meters anytime he gets the ball. So he's a big loss for old Belvedere in the next 10 minutes, but he'll be back.
And this is a crucial stage in the game now. City of Armagh, they were 12 points behind, hit back with a wonderful try. And now straight after that, there's a yellow card, and all of a sudden, if City of Armagh take advantage of the next 10 minutes, they're really back into this game and possibly in front, and the momentum shifts.
That's the thing about these AIL games. All the teams are kind of close in quality, so there's always shifts of momentums in games. You know, every team will have their purple patch as such, and maybe City of Armagh are going into their purple patch now, so they'll be looking to capitalise on playing against 14 men.
Johnny Morton, Johnston, and McNeese. A massive collision in centre field. Johnston for Colvin, and yes, Crummy and Trainer, Jack Trainer, the flanker. Alex Johnston for James Hanna, the blindside flanker. Johnston goes on the short side for Glasgow, John Glasgow. To the twin brother, Sam Glasgow, to James Hanna. Just a point on John Glasgow. He was part of that extended Irish under-20 squad, but he didn't get an appearance. Unlucky to do so, but a player with great talent.
I'd say his time will come. Sometimes you're just unlucky with these squads. You know, we're probably lucky as a country that we've got so many young talents, but for some lads, they're probably a bit unfortunate that they don't get to play more for Ireland under-20s and stuff. But yeah, I think his time will come and he'll get opportunities in the future.
And there's a big legend of City of Armagh, their big tight head prop, chatting to Sam Holt, the referee. 129 caps for City of Armagh, and that's over the course of 10 years. Started playing junior rugby when City of Armagh were in the junior leagues, all the way up to senior rugby.
A real fairy tale story.
And a brief sabbatical in Dungannon as well. And Big U Flood is coming onto the park for Old Belvedere. It looks like he is replacing Colin Mathen. Jack Trainer, the open side flanker, normally a hooker, has scored 4 tries this season.
City of Armagh will want to get on with this because the time in the bin will be running out, so they'll want to get on with this and play some rugby.
Solid scrum. Johnston for McNeese and Crummy. This is good hands. O'Brien finds Kyle Falloon, the right winger. The little grubber through. Colin Hogan, well positioned. And he's done a really good job to not get tackled over the try line. Smart play by the former Irish under-20, Joe Horan. Peter O'Byrne taking his time and looks to clear. Shea O'Brien, Crummy, Nelson. Johnston, Timmy McNeese. That is a great kick by the inside centre. Meat.
Brilliant kick, but big credit to Colin Hogan there. He did fantastic to tidy that up because all Belvedere would have been in real trouble. But this is a great area of the pitch to be in for City of Armagh, and there'll be pressure on John McKee's throw now. I think the linesman was a bit confused. I think he thought for a second maybe it was like a 50-22 or something, but no, it's an old Belvedere line out.
So John McKee, actually part of that Leinster Development 15 team that beat Ireland under-20s earlier in the year at 24 points to 21. And a Grand Slam winner at under-20 level as well in 2018, 2019, and then again in Irish under-20s in 2019, 2020. Good player for the future. And here's Hugh Flood. First touch for the prop. O'Byrne. And they're not out of the woods here. Old Belvedere still inside their 22.
Yeah, but I think it got touched on the way, so Old Belvedere will have possession. And to be fair, that's all O'Byrne could really do in that situation. Just get rid of it, exit. Get out of danger. They're still not fully out of danger, but they have possession and they have the ball, so.
John McKee. And rising highest is Paddy Darling. And John Glasgow trying to get through the centre of that maul. The big number 5. Peter O'Byrne with another clearance. And that ball is out on the full according to the assistant referee, but Sam Holt thinks otherwise. Interesting stuff. This is when we need highlights here at Old Belvedere TV.
Yeah, I have to say I'd have to see that one again to pass comment. But yeah, the referees done Old Belvedere a favour there.
Dylan points the number 1 at the back of the City of Armagh lineout. First start today for the loose head prop, and that is a skew throw. And that's got to be very frustrating. Johnny Morton.
City of Armagh are struggling a little bit, you can see, with their lineouts. Old Belvedere are getting plenty of pressure up in the air. They're putting them under all sorts of pressure, and yeah, Old Belvedere will be happy with how their defensive and attacking lineouts are going so far.
And also, just if you look back at last week's performance against Shannon, where they lost 29 points to 20 on the Toman Park back pitch. They only lost by 9 points, but they only won 5 out of 12 of their own lineouts, and they conceded 15 penalties. So, taking the set piece out of it, they actually played really, really well in that fixture. Shannon is a tough place to go. So, Old Belvedere with the put in through Peter O'Byrne. And it's play on, and James Hanna for Joe Horan this time with the recovery operation. And that was good play by the number 6 from City of Armagh, James Hanna. Yes, John McKee. Trying to get over that ball is John Glasgow. And a penalty to Old Belvedere. City of Armagh penalised.
Yeah, it just looked like he was off his feet there. Yeah, but City of Armagh put a lot of pressure on that scrum. O'Byrne looked like he was in a bit of trouble and he was going to lose the ball. So Old Belvedere have an opportunity now to get it in the red zone. Or yeah, it looks like it's just in the 22, just a little bit.
Peter O'Byrne, a player with so much experience, but this season he's just made a few cameo appearances when he has been available for Old Belvedere. And it's normally Connell Bird, the under-20s, Old Belvedere scrum off. And of course, Aaron Atkinson. So James Bollard is actually part of that Ireland under-20 side that beat New Zealand under-20s back in 2016, and that's an overthrow. Joe Horan, that was acrobatic from the number 7. City of Armagh from their own try line. Dylan Nelson, the try scorer. And for such a little player, he's got plenty of power. And trainer Johnston, Crummy, Timmy McNeese, and Colin Hogan. Mr. Reliable. What a step that was. And a good tackle by Timmy McNeese. Pressure at the breakdown. Here's Hugh Flood. And those colourful boots. And it's a penalty to City of Armagh. In from the side, John McKee.
But McNeese is just... He's been the standout player for City of Armagh so far. Some of the hits, some of the plays he's doing, brilliant from him. And City of Armagh, they're still only 5 points behind. There's a little under 10 minutes to go in this half, so it'll be interesting to see if they can get an attacking opportunity. City of Armagh need to get this line out right though if they're going to go anywhere.
Johnny Morton. So a lot of experience with 69 caps at AIL level. John Glasgow. Good take by the number 5. Johnny Morton, Cyclops, the hooker, breaking away. It's tackled by his opposite number, John McKee. Johnston, Crummy, McNeese. And it's a high tackle.
Straight in front of the post too. You think it's a simple decision for City of Armagh. But see there, when their line-out actually worked and they got them all going. I say this every week to you, Justin, when we're here, but if your set piece is working, you're going to do alright, I think. You know, set piece is key. Scrums, line-outs. If they're going well, you can build so much just from that alone. So that's a perfect example there from City of Armagh. A good line out, a good maul gave them perfect platform to build a good attack. And now they've got a penalty right in front of the post to make it a 2-point game.
And Kyle Falloon will have a kick shot. And 104 points this season, including 4 tries. The first one coming in round 2 against Old Belvedere. Then 1 in round 5 against Navan. Then in round 7 against Malone. And round 8 against Highfield. And just coming back from injury. Last week it was Andy Willis who played. Who has the most caps for City of Armagh with 154 caps. And Kyle Falloon makes it 107 points, his tally for the season. And it's really tight out here at Ollie Campbell Park at 12 points to 10.
And the last 10 points have all came from City of Armagh. Since Old Belvedere, it seems like forever since Old Belvedere were 12-0 up. So really good comeback from City of Armagh and big credit to them.
Tommy Woodall, Jack Trainer. Picture perfect tackle by Ariel Robles. Glasgow with the carry. Crummy switch ball to Timmy McNeese. And he's in a bit of trouble here. Crummy. Beautiful from the number 10. Pretty unfortunate there for the number 10. It was a wonderful dummy.
Yeah, he did well to sell the dummy there, but then I think he got caught in two minds, whether to pass it or whether to kick it. So that's where the mistake came from. And now Belvedere will try and put pressure on this line out outside with Conor O'Wendy. And City of Armagh will be trying to get rid of it.
Johnny Mordaunt. Paddy Darling with the steal. Really good opportunity here for Old Belvedere. McMahon. Peter O'Byrne. Colin Mallon. O'Byrne once more. Looking for a brace. Tommy Woodall plays that scrum off. Colin Mallon once more. John McKee. Tommy Woodall. It's good defence by Timmy McNeese and Shay O'Brien. John McKee putting his head down. Conor O'Wendy. Peter O'Byrne goes on the short side for Jack Keating. And it's play on. City of Armagh will look to relieve some pressure. And Alex Johnston taking his time. And that ball is not out. Colm Hogan. He's got Ariel Robles in support. Here's big trouble. Robles. Jack Kilheeney for the score. The inside centre strikes.
And that's just simple. City of Armagh, when you're kicking in like that, you have to make sure you make touch in those situations. Because especially when you have a back three like Old Belvedere have, that are very dangerous when they have the ball from broken play, you have to make sure you make touch. And that's what happens if you don't. Old Belvedere took their chances there, and a well-worked try for Jack Kilheeney.
Jack Kilheeney, the try scorer. A really good GAA player as well.
And an entrepreneur as well with Beef Bros.
So a man of many talents. And Peter O'Byrne will look to add the extras. And that one's gone to the left. So it is 17 points to 10 in favour of Old Belvedere out here at Ollie Campbell Park.
7 points isn't a big deficit really. It's only a converted try, and it's a drawn game again. So City of Armagh just have to go again. And for Old Belvedere, they'd be really happy with how they responded to the last kind of City of Armagh penalty that made it a 2-point game. You know, they just got into the half. They're using their forwards a lot when they get into the red zone today to soak up a lot of the defenders, and then they put it out wide.
Colm Hogan, no real pressure on the fullback. Falloon and Dylan Nelson. And this is where he is really dangerous. The left winger on the bust. Jack Traynor throws a massive dummy. He is still going. And Hannah Johnston. Crummy. Johnston. Falloon. Looking for his 5th try of the season. And we'll come back for the penalty. But Dylan Nelson, what a step.
So exciting, back and forth stuff, and both teams are looking really entertaining from broken plays, to be honest. But our trainer did really well there actually too, to make the few extra meters and keep the ball.
So City of Armagh, they want to level the scores before half time.
Opting for the scrum, it looks like.
But they've got a lot of weaponry, Kieran, as we've seen there. Dylan Nelson, Kyle Falloon. And that's the thing, from a bit of messy play, how they can recover, and it can actually put you in a position like this, 5 meters from the line, a player with a step like that.
Yeah, well, they seem to have a really good backline, and it'd be interesting to see what they do from the scrum here. If they have a training ground move that they've been working on during the week that they could possibly use.
Alex Johnston, Ryan O'Neill on the charge. O'Neill still going. Trainer.
Well, they didn't need their backline there. It was just simple.
But it's no try.
That's right. I spoke too soon.
And a yellow card for Old Belvedere. Yellow card number 2. And it's Colin Mallon, who's out of picture. Sam Holt just jotting that down. Conor Wendy. Well, he's going to have to manage his team really well here.
Yeah, at the start of the game, it was City of Armagh's discipline I was worried about, to be honest, because they were giving away a lot of early penalties. But it's all Belvedere that have lost 2 players in the first half, so they have to be careful. 20 minutes so far playing with it will be 20 minutes, and just say that's their last yellow card. That's a quarter of the game, playing with 14 men.
Alex Johnston, Crummy with the skip ball to Colvin. Colvin scores the outside centre on his 105th cap at AIL level for City of Armagh.
That was a simple try, really, just put it through the hands, and they have 2 very good centres in McNeese and Galvin, so great score for City of Armagh, and exactly the way they would have wanted to end the half. And to be fair, Justin, I think it's been a pretty even first half in a lot of ways. I think the first 20 minutes, Old Belvedere, things were going kind of their way, and then the last kind of 20 minutes, City of Armagh have been really impressive, despite that try for Old Belvedere a few minutes ago. But yeah, it's been a very even match so far, and it's been really, really entertaining.
So Kyle Falloon to make it 17 all out here at Ollie Campbell Park. Point scoring machine. And goodness knows what his total would have been if he wasn't injured for a portion of the season. Falloon. And you can't add the extras. So Old Belvedere 17, City of Armagh at the break at 15 points. We've seen 5 tries in this fixture this far. For Belvo, it was John McKee, Peter O'Byrne and Jack Kilheaney. And then on Armagh, Dylan Nelson and Chris Galvin. Thoughts, Kieran?
A really entertaining first half, as I said. 2 very evenly matched sides, and that probably shows why they're kind of sitting close to each other in the table. They're both just out there enjoying their rugby, to be honest. Just enjoying it and playing the game. They've nothing to lose, really, both of them, I don't think. And it's been a really entertaining game to watch, and I can't wait for the second half.
Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Big 40 minutes to come. So second half to come out here at Ollie Campbell Park. Old Belvedere looking for their 7th victory of the AL season, and City of Armagh looking for their 8th victory of the season at 17 points to 15. And just remember, the average scoreline between both these sides in the previous 4 meetings has been 21 points to 20. So it's another tight contest. So Tommy Whittle will get the second half underway. And Old Belvedere have 40 minutes left at home for the season before they face Nace away from home at 4-0 next week. Ryan O'Neill. It's a good take by the number 8. And a good carry as well. Sam Glasgow. He had Soda in support, and that was a good offload by the tight head prop, Evan Crummy. And Ariel Robles, he has time here to have a go. And he's tackled by James Hanna and Timmy McNeese. James Bollard, the loose head prop, tackled by Chris Colvin. Peter O'Byrne for Tommy Whittle and McMahon. Looking to play some ball, yeah, Old Belvedere, but they look to clear through Tommy Whittle. What a take by Dylan Nolson. That was a really tough one. And this is magic. Absolute magic by Shea O'Brien. Dylan Nolson. Nolson, the left winger.
I think tackled without the ball there, but Dylan Nelson and Shea O'Brien, the two of them just so exciting, like breathtaking, and you could see they were both looking to see where each other were the whole time, and brilliant start for City of Armagh. And what a take! I thought that was a great kick by Tommy Whittle. I thought that was gonna land right in the red zone, but what a take over his head.
And Old Belvedere have got their 3rd yellow card of the fixture. Can you believe it? Colm Hogan, out of all players, going to the bin. 3 yellow cards. And you can't take your eyes off the City of Armagh team.
And it's 15 versus 13 now.
Actually, with the weaponry that they have, it's hard to believe that they've only scored 32 tries this season. But you have to take into account that they also had a game that they didn't play against Malone.
It looks like they overcooked that penalty too, which is a unforced error really, and something that they could regret, because if they had got it into the corner, you'd think it's just a simple stretch the defence exercise, exploit the space. You've got more men on the pitch, so a mistake they couldn't really afford to make there. They'll be disappointed.
Big let off. Peter O'Byrne with the feed, and we'll have the reset.
Oh, Belvedere won't mind this. They'd be happy to let the scrum reset a few times, I reckon, run the clock down.
Old Belvedere scoring 45 tries this season, conceding 51. And for City of Armagh, they have scored 30 and conceded 39. If you take this fixture out of it. So that is up to and including round 16. And the big shove by City of Armagh. Tommy Whittle finds touch. And a good crowd out here as well at Ollie Campbell Park.
Went a bit afters now.
Johnny Morton and John McKee, as well as Philip Fletcher. He's got so much experience, the tight head prop.
A bit silly by City of Armagh though, like they've got a 2-man advantage here. They should just want to get on with the game and just play. And they don't want to get involved. They shouldn't want to get involved in any kind of stuff like this.
And Sam Holt, the referee, has done a sterling job of controlling this game. Not afraid to go to the pocket, especially where there's been cynical play.
Oh, definitely not.
He's calling the two captains here, Conor Wendy and Timmy McNeese.
I think they've had a few meetings during this game so far. Well acquainted with each other.
City of Armagh's home record this season. They've won 5 out of 8 games, but they've been let down on the road where they've only won 2 out of 7. For Old Belvedere, their home record is 4 out of 8 and their away record is 2 out of 8. So 2 sides that have really struggled away from home. That's a good line out. Trainer for Morton, Cyclops, the hooker, taking contact. And James Hanna, the flanker. Johnston for John Glasgow. City of Armagh looking for the lead. It's Crummy Nelson. Such a difficult customer to keep track of. Crummy. He loves the little grubber, but Ariel Robles has fielded that really well. And Old Belvedere, as a result, get a penalty.
Get out of jail card there for Old Belvedere. Ariel Robles did well to tidy that up. But City of Armagh, yeah, Crummy seems to like those little kicks, you know, putting the Old Belvedere backfield under pressure. Very intelligent player by the looks of things. And Old Belvedere aren't managing this too bad, in fairness, with only 13 men on the pitch.
Paddy Darling, Joe Horan, John McKee. And Paddy Darling getting frustrated, but they've got the penalty, Old Belvedere.
Exactly what the doctor ordered for Old Belvedere, really, here. Good game management, just kind of running down the clock, and it won't be too long before they're back to a full complement.
And Whittle up towards the halfway line. And what a moment that must be for John Glasgow and Sam Glasgow, the number 4 and number 5 for City of Armagh. The twins, their first start together. And apparently the only difference between the players is the difference in their boot colour, and that John Glasgow is a little bit taller than Sam Glasgow. Competitive at the breakdown. O'Neill, the number 8. John Glasgow with the carry. Alex Johnston. Crummy. He's really been good at 10. McNeese with the skip ball. Here's Shea O'Brien. Staunch defence by Old Belvedere, but they've given away a penalty. And both sides are going to have to really be careful with their discipline. Sam Holt hasn't been shy to go to the pocket, and with the penalties racking up here, there could be more yellow cards on the table.
Yeah, but I'm actually quite confused as to what that was for, to be honest. I thought Old Belvedere did quite a good job of holding that up, and I thought they would have got the scrum then. But sometimes you need that, a bit of luck. And City of Armagh in a really good position now. Be interesting to see what they can do. But again, first of all, they have to make sure they get the line-out correct and get possession.
And Dino Moore, the wise man, on the park. And here come City of Armagh for the Fletcher, popping it to Johnny Morton. Alex Johnston for Timmy McNeese. Powerful carry by the inside centre. They're looking for the lead. Crummy with a wonderful skip pass to Shay O'Brien. How did he do that? Kyle Falloon. Falloon with the score. And his 5th try of the season. And his 2nd try of the season against Old Belvedere. The point scoring machine.
That was just, again, really simple. City of Armagh made sure they secured the ball at the line out. Then they sucked in a few of the Old Belvedere defenders through the middle, and then they got it out wide for a nice score. Simple scoring exercise, that one, and City of Armagh deservedly have the lead.
What an offload that was by Shay O'Brien.
Yeah, him and Nelson seem to be the real deal, in fairness. They should get somebody to do a highlight reel for them.
So Kyle Falloon, how casual, returns from injury, scores a try, kicking his goals. And his 29th cap at AIL level. That's the one thing about the City of Armagh side. They've got so much experience, especially on the bench. Falloon converts his own try with confidence. And City of Armagh have taken the lead after dodgy opening 15 minutes in this fixture.
Yeah, like, they've done really, really well. You know, the first 15 minutes, a lot of teams can kind of let their heads drop and they can struggle for the rest of the game. But City of Armagh just stuck to what they knew. They stuck at what they were doing and they believed in themselves. And now look where they are, 22-17 up. Old Belvedere will be ruining their ill discipline, losing 3 players throughout the match due to a yellow card. But City of Armagh have taken their opportunities. Now they have the lead.
Timmy McNeese, the skipper. That's a mammoth kick by Meat. And it's a 50-22 for Timmy McNeese, the captain. What a player.
I think the linesman has his hand signals mixed up again there, but he's fixed it now. Yeah, I think Old Belvedere wanted the old rules and they wanted to get on with it quickly there, but City of Armagh, Timmy McNeese has been outstanding, to be fair to him today. And what a kick. What a response after the kickoff. And City of Armagh, look where they are now. Can they score again?
So Peter Lamb on the puck. 31 ALL caps. And they're starting to look really dangerous. It's ominous times for Old Belvedere out here at Ollie Campbell Park. It's Lamb. Big tackle on the replacement hooker. Alex Johnston. Jack Trainer. Johnston once more. Looking for an opening. City of Armagh. Crummy with the kick pass. And Ariel Robles, simple one. But we will come back for the penalty. And City of Armagh are chasing a 4th try bonus point. So are Old Belvedere, both teams scoring 3 tries already in this fixture. It's actually been a free-flowing game, Kieran, but at the same time there's been plenty of penalties, which is quite bizarre.
Yeah, both teams have kind of just went hammer and tongs at it. But yeah, there's been a lot of penalties, a lot of ill discipline. I think Conor O'Wendy and the referee have met with each other every 5-10 minutes, had a little chat. But yeah, it's been really, really entertaining, and I kind of expected as much because, as I said, both teams kind of they can just enjoy their rugby now for the last 2 rounds, and that's kind of what they're doing today, both sets of players. And City of Armagh can now stretch it out to a 2-score game.
And City of Armagh get an extra 3 points. And all of a sudden, City of Armagh are right out in front by 8 points ahead of Old Belvedere. And one gets the feeling that those 3 sessions of yellow cards is really starting to take its toll on Old Belvedere. Tommy Whittle. And again for Timmy McNeese, surely not another 50-22. And that one is miscued, but it's still a really good kick. But miscued in comparison to that 50-22.
Ah, come on, like, what's he doing? Like, he should have been easily put that in for another 50-22. Somebody needs to have a word with him after the game. Ah, no, he's exceptional player and not a bad kick either that time.
So, John McKee. It's an overthrow. James Hanna with the offload to Lamb. Crummy. Timmy McNeese. Jack Keating. Well, he hasn't had much opportunity in this fixture. Not many touches for the right winger. Peter O'Byrne. And he finds touch. But City of Armagh, they're in the right area of the park. And another score.
They're really going up a gear now. You can see, you know, they're really starting to turn up the temperature, and they have all the confidence at the minute. All Belvedere seem to be a bit shocked about like how the second half has kind of started with City of Armagh getting that quick fire 8 points. Or 10 points rather. It's an 8-point game with 10 points. But
and Sam Glasgow taps it back, and Lamb, that was a big hit. Alex Johnston, Sam Glasgow, Alex Johnston, Crummy, good ball to the inside centre, Timmy McNeese, Evan Crummy, skip ball to Galvin. And there's a free play. Sam Glasgow tackled by Conor Wendy. Evan Crummy. Colin Hogan. And we'll come back for the penalty. Shots from the crowd.
Oh, Belvedere have kind of been... They haven't been able to really get out of their own half just because they've given away so many penalties. They've kind of been stuck here for a large part of the second half so far. And yeah, it's all going the way of City of Armagh at the minute.
It'll be very exciting to see if City of Armagh do bring on Harry Boyd and Andy Withers, who's the club's top try scorer with 54 tries in 154 games. Conor Wendy's coming from the park. He's getting replaced by Jack Carney on debut.
What a warrior Conor O'Wendy is. He's been a standout leader for Old Belvedere this year.
And Old Belvedere with a really good sack, but they got lots of work to do. Evan Crummy with a dink over the top. Dylan Nelson. Well, he's a special player, this left winger. In his first AIL start, he's got 2 tries.
But you can see, last 5 or 6 times Crummy's got the ball, he's went to the boot. He's just enjoying those little smart kicks. And a bit of fortune there for City of Armagh, the way the ball bounces. And Nelson, well, what a debut he's having, and it's a day he'll never forget.
It's the 4th try as well for Armagh. And they've really shown how dangerous they can be. They've only got one 5-pointer in terms of wins this season, and if it carries on at the moment, it'll be their second one for Loon, and that's not his best kick.
If it carries on, it'll be a happy journey up the road.
But City of Armagh, interesting tactics. Evan Crummy enjoying those little chips over the top, and they've really profited from that.
Well, he seems to be one of those players that, like I said earlier, plays what's in front of him, and he just kind of spots the space and puts in a kick here and there, and it's really worked out for them. Like, it's really worked well. And I've been very impressed by the out half.
And it's only his first start at 10 as well. Ryan O'Neill with the carry that time. Sam Glasgow. Alex Johnston. And that's really well taken by Colin Hogan. John McKee. Ryan McMahon. And a penalty for Old Belvedere. And the fans of Old Belvedere are not happy at all, but they do have the penalty.
I think some of them are surprised the referee gave them the penalties, to be honest. All the penalties have been going the way of City of Armagh for the last kind of 10, 15 minutes. But yeah, good field position for Old Belvedere. They need to kind of go out in their sword here and just kind of, you know, it's their last kind of 20 minutes at home this season. They need to just leave it all out there. And for City of Armagh, they'll be hoping to keep them out.
John McKee. And it's an overthrow again. It's been a shambles at line-out time for Old Belvedere. That's a few overthrows now. Alex Johnston. Evan Crummy. A kick pass. Kyle Falloon. And gets the offload away. This is really good rugby by Armagh. Alex Johnston with a kick downtown. And Jack Keating decides to set off on a journey. And Kyle Falloon with solid defense. And Old Belvedere back in their half. Joe Horan.
Yeah, he went to the boot again. I think the last few times he's got the ball, he just goes to the boot automatically, and he did quite well there to get it out, and then the kick upfield from Falloon, I think it was. But yeah, Old Belvedere will be wondering how they've ended up back here.
And just to be extra sure, Kieran, Old Belvedere need to try and get another try here, so they at least can come away with a point, just to guarantee that they do stay in Division 1B.
Just have extra bit of security, I suppose, you know. Like, the thing is with Old Belvedere, I really don't think there's any way they could go down. I know mathematically there's a slight hope, but I suppose destiny is in their hands in a lot of ways. So they can make sure, they can kind of put the final stamp on it that they're still going to be in 1B. So they need to make sure for themselves. And Justin, this is something I've wanted to ask you, but now that we're coming down to the business end of the season, who can you see going up to 1A?
Well, in current form, you'd have to think Old Wesley, but knockout rugby, anything can happen, especially when there's a side like Shannon in the mix. Nace have been playing well, and the knockout rugby is just another form of pressure. I mean, you could see, for argument's sake, if a team who was ranked 6th or 7th and they got given a go, they could overturn Wesley. So it's a really tough one to call.
It's essentially a new cup campaign, I guess.
But also Wesley with home ground advantage on a 4G pitch is really difficult to beat them.
And I think on form, you'd have to say Wesley are probably the deserved team to go up this season. But the funny thing is, like you said, it doesn't really matter where you finish in the top 4. You can finish first or fourth. It doesn't really matter.
And that's well taken by Carney, Tommy Whittle, Jack Kilheaney, David Butler, Colin Hogan. Hogan trying to beat Chris Colvin, the try scorer in today's fixture. Tommy Whittle for John McKee. O'Byrne, Whittle, and Kilheaney, the inside centre. Peter O'Byrne for Dean Moore. And Ryan McMahon. It's tackled well by John Glasgow. Colin Hogan and David Butler in the outside channels. Colin Hogan with the offload to Paddy Darling. Tries to pop it back on the inside, and that ball's gone back. John McKee with a ferocious carry. Tommy Whittle for Ryan McMahon. The bulldozer. And he's lost that ball forward. But City of Armagh are penalised.
City of Armagh let nil discipline creep back into their game again. It'll be interesting to see if the referee opts for a yellow card if they give away one or two more. But old Belvedere will just want to get on with this, to be honest. They'll want to get it into the corner, set for the line out. Are they going to go for the corner? Yeah.
And also just Kieran, just on the conversation we were having earlier, you know, you just see old Wesley, you know, they know they're going to finish top of the table, but they're losing to St. Mary's 15 points to 7. So, you know, anything can really happen. It's a tough one to call. Sometimes if you've got too much momentum, it can work against you. So,
yeah. And they have Shannon next week away, and it'll be interesting to see what type of team they put out for that game and what kind of attitude they go to the game with. I reckon they'll be holding their cards close to their chest.
John McKee, Colin Mallon, Ryan McMahon. So looking for the bonus point try. John McKee, Joe Horan. Joe Horan gets the bonus point try for Old Belvedere. And that probably seals the deal for Division 1B next season. In fact, it does. And that's the rubber stamp.
Joe Horan and John McKee. Those two always can get you a try.
Well, his 7th try of the season. And he is top try scorer again. Previously, John McKee equaled Joe Horan's 6th try. And then Joe Horan with a response. So Peter O'Byrne. And if this goes over, Kieran,
game on.
6 points the difference.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Justin, but I think this is probably one of the highest scoring games we've commentated on this season, probably.
Peter O'Byrne. It's pretty close. If you go back to the Shannon Old Belvedere game, the score lines were pretty similar, but that was the final score. So if there's another try or two, most definitely. So eight tries in total in about 70 minutes, and there's still about 10 minutes left of this fixture.
Something I've been pretty impressed with today is the error count. There hasn't been a lot of knock-ons or stuff like that. Maybe there's been a lot of penalties, as we said, but you know, both teams are playing some good rugby, in fairness to them.
Peter O'Byrne, Tommy Whittle, and Joe Horan. It's a loose pass. Robbie Deegan, Colin Hogan, Kyle Falloon, Shay O'Brien with a dummy kick and then decides to kick it. Tommy Whittle. Peter O'Byrne, Colin Mallon. It's a good offload, but it's gone forward. And City of Armagh now on the counter inside their own half. It's Lamb. A scrappy pass.
As I say about the error count, there's a couple of errors in that passage of play, but yeah, this could be a fascinating 10 plus last minutes, you know, of this game.
James Morton, the number 19, who's on the park, 133 caps at AIL level. And the City of Armagh team, 10 of their players coming from their youth setup, and another 10 also coming from around the region, from Royal School Armagh, just with the exception of one player, Peter Lamb, who's from Portadown. And that is quite exceptional, Kieran, when you just think of the number of caps that some of these City of Armagh players have amassed, loyal to their club.
Yeah, but that's probably helped them as a club too in the last few years, you know, go up the divisions and kind of get to where they are now, you know. Loyalty goes a long way in AIL rugby.
Alex Johnston and Harry Boyd's on the park. Shay O'Brien, Dylan Nelson, leaving that one behind. But he does really seem dangerous. The pace at which he's hitting that line on the outside. And that could have been big trouble if that ball went to hand.
I could see you were getting excited before he even got it there. But yeah, he's been really exciting to watch. And as I said earlier, a debut he'll never forget.
So Old Belvedere with the put in. Seven points will put them back in front. And Dean Moore, what experience. Part of that Old Belvedere side that won the AIL Division 1A back in 2010-2011. Massive shunt by Old Belvedere, and you can feel the power. That is impressive. Can they make use of this? Rewarded with a penalty. The tap and go from Peter O'Byrne. Deegan. Paddy Darling. But they've given away a penalty. That's got to be frustrating for Ray Monaghan, the coach of Old Belvedere. And Chris Parker at the moment, head coach of City of Armagh. With the scoreline, he'll be delighted, but there's still a little bit of work to do.
Personally, I don't know if I would have went quick when they got the penalty. Maybe go down the corner, or maybe even go for the scrum again. See if you can get a few penalties out of them, maybe yellow card, something like that. But I suppose O'Byrne just wanted to get on with it, but I think they ended up getting a bit isolated there, and then that's what cost them.
Harry Boyd, who is back at fly-off, 35 points from the boot this season. Just going back to Chris Parker head coach of City of Armagh, very experienced, and he's a geography teacher in his day job. Glasgow with the take. Harry Boyd, skip ball to McNeese. The birdie inside centre. Alex Johnston for Sam Glasgow. Boyd and Andy Willis on the park. And Morton gets the offload away to Schmiegel. Alex Johnston. Boyd at scrum off. Dylan points. Alex Johnston. Boyd. That's an educated kick by the replacement fly off.
Very clever kick there, and City of Armagh will have the throw into this one. And this is exactly where they'd want to be, considering the clock is running down and the game's coming to a close.
City of Armagh next week have Banbridge at home, and Old Belvedere travel to Naas. And that's a big game for Naas because they're in the top 4 contention. So they'll be a team going out with real purpose, and they've actually been one of the standout teams this season. They played some really good rugby, and they beat Highfield last week. So City of Armagh with the feed. Lamb.
Yeah, I feel like if at the start of the season you had said to someone, who do you reckon's going to be in the top 4, I don't think a lot of people would have said Naas, to be honest with you. So I think they've been a real surprise package this year, and they've done really, really well from that first game here in Ollie Campbell Park against Old Belvedere, where they were beaten. Yeah, so big credit to them.
And City of Armagh lucky to come away with that one. It's Sam Glasgow. He's been industrious, the number 4. Alex Johnston to John Glasgow. Crummy. Replacement lock forward. Alex Johnston. Space on the right. Andy Willis. And Ryan O'Neill trying to fend off Ariel Robles. Lamb. Sam Glasgow once more. So many carries for the number 4, Harry Boyd. So looking to put the icing on the cake out here at Ollie Campbell Park, City of Armagh. Johnny Morton. James Morton, I beg your pardon. Sam Glasgow. Alex Johnston. Timmy McNeese. Good ball retention. Absolutely fantastic by James Morton. And that is the 5th try of the game for City of Armagh, and the icing on the cake.
Bit of a strange try, that one. There could have been a bit of, I think Old Belvedere protesting, there could have been a bit of crossing or blocking, I'm not sure, but yeah, good score from City of Armagh, and that should probably do it for them and secure the victory.
Armagh's oldest player, and apparently for the last 5 years at the end of every season he has said that he's going to retire.
You get those in every club, Justin. I think even in the Gaelic clubs across the country, there's lads that have been saying that they're going to retire for the last 10 years, but they're still kicking.
Harry Boyd to add the extras. Comfortable kick for Harry Boyd. So 13 points the difference. Old Belvedere have been in this position before, albeit they would have to score 2 converted tries in the space of 2 or 3 minutes. But we have seen 9 tries today at Ollie Campbell Park. And there'll be play on here for Crummy. And Old Belvedere will get the ball back, but the clock is not on their side at the moment. Into the 22 it goes.
Yeah, I think if they score here, it would be merely a consolation type try, because the clock isn't on their side. But it's been a very high scoring game and very, very good to watch.
So John McKee, Paddy Darling. Conor Wendy working till the death, as well as Paddy Darling. Peter O'Byrne, Tommy Whittle. And that is so impressive by Old Belvedere. Joe Horan. And they've got the penalty as well. There must be such a high penalty count at the moment. And there's another yellow card. We've seen that colour flashed a lot today. And John McKee looks like he'll have a tap and go.
The yellow card must be glued to the referee's hand at this stage.
John McKee on the charge. Peter O'Byrne. Colm Hogan. Easy as you like. That's his 5th try of the season. And potentially, if this goes over, there might be time left.
Yeah, it's confusing because our clock, it says it's over 80, but maybe the ref has a difference, so I'm not too sure. But yeah, maybe there's still more to be played here.
But this has to go over. Peter O'Byrne. And he's missed it. So still 8 points the difference. Both sides have really played some razzle-dazzle here on 10 tries in total. And it's really been a game for the spectator. Harry Boyd with the restart. And it's a contestable. Dylan Nelson is giving chase, and Colm Hogan, the try scorer, is tackled by Dylan Nelson. Tommy Whittle, and he loses it. And work for Old Belvedere. And that is that at Ollie Campbell Park. City of Armagh 37, Old Belvedere 29. 5 tries apiece. Some entertaining rugby, Kieran. Thoughts and your man of the match?
Yeah, brilliant game, and to be honest, a great way to finish the season here in Ollie Campbell Park. I know there's one round left, but this is the last one here. I think the man of the match has to go to the debutant Nelson. I just thought every time he got the ball, he was just so exciting. You didn't know what he was going to do. So yeah, he's my man of the match today. But yeah, a really enjoyable game. Both teams just kind of went out there and did their best and just threw the ball around. Plenty of yellow cards, 4 in total, which goes up to about 40 minutes, so a full half. So yeah, but a great game, and yeah, a pleasure to be here as always.
And just a thank you to you all for watching throughout the season. Don't forget to like and subscribe on the YouTube channel.